The galaxy was used to seeing humans as peaceful travelers. They worked with science, trade, medicine, and space farming. War was something they avoided for more than 80 years. Most alien leaders believed that Earth had forgotten how to fight. They thought humans had no warriors left, only scientists, teachers, and explorers. For years, this assumption remained unchallenged, until the day a strange transmission was received. A human colony ship named Eden Voyager sent out a distress signal across the neutral zone. The ship was attacked by a mercenary fleet belonging to the KRYLL Dominion. The attackers wanted the ship's energy supply and its medical cargo. The crew begged for help, and thousands watched the broadcast live. One of the watchers was Commander Vrialis of the Union Defense Network. He watched as the colonists screamed for rescue, but the Union ignored the request. They claimed the ship was outside their protection territory. Vrialis expected the humans to beg harder or surrender completely. However, the broadcast stopped suddenly. The screen turned black. For 8 seconds, nothing happened. Then a single message appeared on the screen with white letters. Special forces deployed. The Union officials exchanged confused looks. Many had heard stories about the old human military program, but no one believed those soldiers still existed. Some laughed, thinking it was a bluff. Moments later, something appeared at the edge of sensors. It was a human ship, small, silent, and unidentified. It looked too compact to be dangerous. The Union watchers assumed it was a rescue shuttle for survivors. But their satellite scanners broke. Energy readings spiked so high that their systems crashed. Communications scrambled. Navigation signals flickered. Every security channel went offline. That cannot be human technology, one Union officer whispered. Yet all indicators confirmed the same identity. Human deep strike vessel, strategic unit, silent resolve. The KRYLL fleet aimed their cannons at it. The small human ship did not return fire. Instead, it descended slowly and landed directly between KRYLL troops and the defenseless colonists. No radio calls. No warnings. No threats. The ramp lowered quietly. 5 humans stepped out. They did not wear heavy armor. Their suits looked light and flexible. Their helmets had no open visor. There were no large weapons visible, only small bracelets around their wrists and metallic cuffs around their boots. They stood still. Troops on the ground shouted for them to surrender. The humans did not move. They simply looked forward like statues. KRYLL commanders gave the order to open fire. Dozens of plasma shots lit the air, creating explosions around the soldiers. But the humans did not fall. They did not scream. They did not run. Instead, they advanced through the weapon fire. Their footsteps were slow, controlled, and silent. The cameras zoomed in and saw that their suits absorbed the burning plasma energy like smoke dissolving in air. One KRYLL soldier froze in panic. "These are not normal humans," he whispered. The 5 soldiers moved in a formation so perfect that every step looked synchronized. When enemy fighters charged with electroblades, the special forces vanished from the recording, just a blur. The next moment, the attackers were lying unconscious on the ground. They had not been shot. They had not been cut. They had been silently neutralized. No wounds. Just collapse. Those watching the broadcast tried to understand what they were seeing. Scientists analyzed frame by frame. Some claimed the humans moved faster than recording speed. Others believed they controlled gravity around them. Nobody agreed on an exact explanation. Commander Vrialis leaned forward, realizing the truth. This was an old Earth project. A project rumored to have ended decades ago. A unit trained to end a war before it even began. When the soldiers reached the mercenary flagship, scans showed every weapon inside deactivated automatically. Doors opened by themselves, as if reacting to their presence. Inside, the KRYLL commander fell to his knees, shaking. The lead human soldier spoke without raising his voice. "Release the ship and surrender." It was the first and only sentence they said. The KRYLL surrendered in seconds. No war meeting. No negotiation. The colonists were rescued, and the human ship departed before the Union could even ask questions. After the event, rumors spread everywhere, whispering about the return of those mysterious warriors. And for the first time in many years, the galaxy remembered why humans were once feared. The battle at Eden Voyager became the most replayed broadcast in every station across 3 sectors. Some called it a miracle, others called it something unnatural. Every replay raised more questions. Who were those soldiers? Why did they appear so suddenly? And why did the attackers surrender without resistance? No one had answers. Within 2 days, the Union Council opened an emergency meeting. Every representative demanded communication with Earth. They wanted to know whether these special forces were part of a larger army. They worried Earth might be silently preparing for domination. Earth sent only a short reply. No interest in conquering anyone. No signature. No follow-up. That message made the galaxy even more uneasy. Meanwhile, the 5 special forces soldiers returned to Earth. Their ship docked at an unmapped military facility hidden behind blacklisted coordinates. No media was allowed, no civilian footage permitted. Inside that facility, there were no medals, no applause, no celebration. The soldiers just stood in front of an elderly officer. His hair was silver and his voice steady. "Mission success?" he asked. "Completed," they replied together. Their voices sounded identical, low, calm, emotionless. He nodded, tapped a tablet, and dismissed them. No praise. No speech. This was normal for them. Across the galaxy, rumors began spreading at impossible speed. Some said these troops had been created in laboratories. Others claimed they never slept or aged. People speculated that they were half machine, half human. None of it was accurate. But nobody knew the truth. What frightened alien generals even more was the silence. The soldiers did not speak in interviews, never recorded statements, never transmitted their faces clearly. Their helmets always stayed sealed. A week after the Eden Voyager incident, a new conflict erupted on the mining moon of Terran 802. Local miners were taken hostage by a pirate clan. The Union tried negotiation, but it failed. This time, no announcement came from Earth. No message. No warning. But the pirates reported strange movement outside their camps. Their scanners went offline, and their guards stopped responding. When the pirate leader stepped outside, all his weapons were stacked neatly on the ground. His men lay unconscious around him, breathing, unharmed, but knocked down without injury. A symbol was carved into the metallic ground. Return workers. Do not repeat. There was no signature. No name. But everyone knew who had done it. Soon, worlds across the galaxy began whispering. Humans have ghosts. Not ghosts of the dead. Ghosts that walked silently. Ghosts that removed threats without war. Ghosts that delivered warnings without speaking. Union labs studied recorded sensor data and found something disturbing. In every incident involving special forces, their heart rates never increased. Their breathing remained slow. Their body temperature did not change. They did not react like normal humans. A scientist explained it like this. They see conflict as unfinished paperwork, not danger. The fear reached its peak when a Dominion warlord declared he would invade Earth's small frontier settlement on Ref 5. He believed humans were bluffing. He thought those soldiers were rare, maybe only 5 in the galaxy. So he launched an assault. 5,000 armed troops landed. They surrounded the settlement. They broadcast their demands. Surrender your mineral fields or be erased. Everything went dark. Then the soldiers saw lights, 5 faint blue signals approaching through the dust. Only 5. Just 5 humans walking toward 5,000 armed invaders. The soldiers screamed orders, raised rifles, prepared cannons. No sound came from the humans. The warlord laughed, thinking this was an insult. 5 humans for 5,000 fighters. He was wrong. No footage survived, only field audio recordings. What those recordings captured was not war. It was silence. Only the warlord's voice was heard shaking at the end. We surrender, we surrender. Stop, whatever you are doing. Then the broadcast ended. The settlement reported that not a single human civilian was harmed. No building was damaged. No weapon was fired from Earth's side. 5 soldiers ended a full invasion with no trace, no casualties, and no record of how it happened. That day changed everything. The galaxy finally understood. These were not human soldiers returning from retirement. These were the ones who never left duty. The ones who could be anywhere. The ones who never spoke. The troops the galaxy could not provoke again. The galaxy was restless after the surrender at Reth 5. Warlords cancelled their invasions. Smugglers changed routes. Even the criminal clans moved into silent positions. But there was one power that never believed anything unless proven, the Tsar Dominion. They were famous for blood oaths, proud generals, and brutal expansion. The Dominion High Council declared publicly. Humans won by illusion. We will expose their weakness. They did not attack civilians. They did something worse. They challenged Earth openly. A message spread through every network. Send your strongest. We will meet on Helium Prime. No witnesses. No tricks. The Union begged Earth not to respond. Other empires warned them. Even the locals of Helium Prime evacuated their entire mining district. Earth did not reply. 3 days passed. Silence. Dominion generals mocked humanity. On the 4th day, a faint beam signal descended from space. A ship much smaller than before landed on barren ground. Dust storm winds blew across the open area. Dominion soldiers stood ready, 12,000 armed elites. They waited. The ramp lowered. 5 humans walked out. The same 5. The Dominion laughed. You send the same 5? You mock us. The lead human spoke calmly. This challenge is unnecessary. Leave now. The Dominion general stepped forward and activated his armor, a high-energy combat frame with 36 kinetic boosters. You will kneel today, he said with confidence. Silence followed. Wind swept across metal boots. Then something strange happened. The Dominion scanners began to glitch again, just like every previous incident. Heart rate monitors malfunctioned. Motion sensors showed no life readings. Environmental drones shut down. It was as if the 5 humans were not actually standing there. The Dominion general shouted. Begin testing formation Delta Shield. Thousands of soldiers formed a full encirclement. The ground sensors activated. Mines armed. Long-range artillery prepared. But before anyone could fire, one of the 5 humans moved. A single step. Just one. The Dominion front line collapsed as if gravity shifted. No explosion. No flash. No sound. Soldiers simply fell asleep. Others backed away, terrified. Some fired weapons. Some activated plasma walls. None of it mattered. The humans walked through the front line as if strolling through morning fog. The Dominion general panicked. His voice broke. How are you doing this? What are you? The lead soldier looked directly at him. It was not anger. Not threat. Only pity. We are what humans needed when the galaxy broke, he replied. The Dominion general charged with his power frame active, launching electromagnetic blasts that could rip through 12-inch steel. The humans did not dodge. Instead, one soldier raised his hand slowly. The blast dissolved like steam. The general gasped. That is impossible, physics does not bend. You only understand half of physics, the soldier responded. Then, something impossible occurred. The Dominion general levitated. Straight upward. His armor alarms screamed, his exosuit flickered, his boots sparked. He hung in the air, powerless. Soldiers watched, frozen, not by force, but by fear. Then the human officer lowered him gently to the ground, not hurting him, not humiliating him, just showing effortless control. The Dominion troops dropped their weapons. Not because they were defeated. Because they could not comprehend what they faced. One soldier shouted. Stop. If they are enemies, we must surrender. If they are protectors, then we must not anger them. The Tsar banners fell. Weapons deactivated. Helium Prime fell silent. Then the lead soldier said quietly. Earth does not want conquest. Earth wants peace. But you continue forcing war. We do not fight to win. We fight so it never happens again. The humans walked back inside their ship. No cheering. No pride. Their ship lifted as quietly as it arrived. For days after, the Dominion generals sat alone in silence, thinking about what they witnessed. Not once did Earth claim victory. Not once did they demand land, resources, or power. They simply left. The galaxy was forced to face a truth no empire wanted to accept. Human special forces did not defeat armies. They defeated the idea of war itself. And the galaxy, once loud and fearless, was suddenly afraid to whisper humanity's name. The destruction that never happened became the loudest event in galactic news. No battle had been fought, yet an entire empire surrendered. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy realized something frightening. Humans fought without killing. Their brutality was silent. Their victory came without war. This shook everyone deeper than any explosion. The Union demanded answers. They summoned an official human delegation. No soldiers. No ships. Earth sent one man, General Solace, a retired military strategist, walking with a metal cane and silver hair. No guards, no escorts. He entered the Union chamber alone. Council members from 24 species watched him with unease. Some wore armor. Some activated personal shields. Others hid behind glass screens. The general sat alone at the center table. No introduction. No speech. He simply placed a small memory chip on the table. The screens lit up. The origin. The footage began. It was more than 100 years old. A world in chaos. Human cities burning. Faction wars. Starvation. Riots. A voice narrated. When humans were destroying themselves, the special forces were created, not to start war, but to end it. The chamber grew silent. The next footage showed training bases. Not military halls. Not battlegrounds. A place without color. Only cold light. The soldiers being trained were not celebrated, they were isolated. Strict conditions. No emotional attachments. No personal identity. They were shaped for one purpose. Stop war before it spreads. Not with bullets. Not with fire. But with unbreakable presence. They trained to move through danger at a calm heartbeat, to shut down hostile decisions without violence, to dismantle conflict psychologically before it began. They were not brutal by choice. They were brutal by necessity. One alien delegate whispered. So, They exist so others do not die. General Raiden nodded. They carry the burden so others never have to. The next video showed something even more shocking. Special Forces soldiers rescued not only humans, but enemy civilians. They stood between human armies and foreign armies and demanded surrender from both sides. And both sides complied. Not because of fear, but because the soldiers themselves had no room for ego, pride, revenge, or hatred. They were pure execution of resolution. No emotion. No weakness. No cruelty. Just finality. The first truth revealed. The general looked at the council and said, "The soldiers you saw are not our strongest. They are retired units. They only return when the galaxy crosses the line." A cold hush spread. If retired units could tear down armies without fighting, what could active units do? Someone asked the question aloud. Then where are the active ones now? The general lifted his gaze and replied. They are not here. They are asleep. We hope no moment ever forces them to wake again. The chamber fell silent. No one spoke. Not a sound. The second truth. The general continued. You must understand something. We do not send them to win. We send them so no one else has to lose. An alien delegate, voice shaking, said. But you could rule the galaxy if you wanted. The general looked almost disappointed. Ruling is not peace. Ruling creates new wars. Humans did not build special forces for power. He paused. We built them for regrets. The council members swallowed, some visibly trembling. The message that changed everything. General Raiden stood. Earth has one final statement. He turned on a small transmitter device. A sentence appeared in bright blue text for all to read. Peace remains as long as you remember it is shared. Soldiers across the galaxy later carved that sentence on walls. Schools taught it to children. War leaders repeated it before decisions. Because everyone knew what it meant. When the galaxy forgets peace, the special forces will return. Not loudly. Not violently. Not with armies. Just 5 silent shadows. Walking through explosions as if through wind. Ending conflict before it breathes. Removing the idea of war from minds. And so, the galaxy changed, not out of fear. But because it learned that humans did not send monsters. Humans sent sacrifice. They sent the ones who walk into fire alone. So no one else ever has to.